Dear TaxBots, I'm Justin Spicer from Legal Aid Society of Southeast and Central Ohio, and I'm here with Melissa Skilleter and Kathy Hoover, who are attorneys with our Low Income Taxpayer Clinic. So it's January, and it's time to start thinking about how you can get your taxes done. Today we're going to talk about bad tax preparers and what to do if you have problems caused by a bad preparer. Melissa, in these videos, we often suggest people find free tax filing resources when possible. Why is that?
There are a few reasons. First of all, why pay for something that you could get for free? Paid tax preparers can cost $300, sometimes a lot more. They also try to add on extra services and expenses. They frequently try to sell you very high cost loans to try to get your refund just a little bit faster. More importantly, we have a lot of trust in our community partners that offer these free tax services. They are required to take training every year, and we know they have a process to review your returns to make sure they are correct. Those programs are run by local trusted community organizations like the United Way, Community Action, and others. Because they're funded by grants from the IRS, we know that the IRS is watching for problems and requiring good work from the return preparers. We know that those returns are very likely to be accurate. It's hard to know for sure what you're going to get when you use someone outside of that free filing program that you're not familiar with.
So, Kathy, can you give us some examples you've seen of problems created by bad tax preparers?
Yeah, so some tax preparers claim that they'll get you the biggest refund. And that's fine if they're helping you get the refund that you should actually be getting. The problems come in if they claim credits or deductions on your return that you don't qualify for. A lot of times the IRS discovers the issue and then you have to pay back the refund with penalties and interest, and they can be significant. We help a lot of people deal with trying to clean up tax debts from refunds that they were not eligible for. The very worst stories are when tax preparers change a return after you see it and say it's okay to file. We see cases when the taxpayer saw a return with a correct refund. Then the bad tax preparer changes the information on the return to create a huge wrong refund. And then they have that extra refund deposited into their own bank account. The taxpayer gets the money they were expected to receive, so they don't know anything has happened until the IRS tries to collect that extra refund back from the taxpayer. Our program is working on a case right now where the tax preparer entirely made up a business to claim tax credits, and the taxpayer had no idea. You are also giving all of your personal identifying information, like your social security number and your birth date, to them, and they sometimes use it to steal your identity or sell it to others to steal your identity.
That's terrible. How can people protect themselves from this, Melissa?
Try to only use trustworthy tax preparers. A trustworthy tax preparer will give you a copy of everything that is filed, and it should include what's called a preparer tax identification number, or a PTIN. This PTIN is required by the IRS to be on the return and given to you. They should not file anything before you review the return and sign the return, or sign a Form 8879, which gives them the permission to e-file that return for you. It's a red flag if they file a return with the IRS and you haven't signed anything at all. Stay away from preparers that are okay with you just dropping off or sending over your W-2s and never show you a return. Never send your important tax documents to a complete stranger on the internet, like over Facebook Messenger. You should always know what's on your tax return and what's being filed. If you are getting a refund that's a lot different than it was in previous years, ask some questions. What has changed? Was it because you had a different number of dependents? Did the law change? Did you change your withholdings during the year? Make them explain it to you. It's pretty unlikely that they've just suddenly found this loophole that gets the giant refund for you if nothing has changed with your situation. Sometimes too good to be true is just too good to be true.
So, Kathy, aren't you safe if you relied on a tax preparer?
So, not entirely. When you sign a return, you're swearing under penalties of law that is accurate and complete. This includes the Form 8879 that Melissa mentioned that you sign giving the tax preparers permission to file. Sometimes relying on a qualified tax preparer can mean that you don't have to pay penalties, but you will still need to pay back the refund money you received if you were not eligible to receive it in the first place.
So, what should I do if I think I've been the victim? What should I do if I think I've been a victim of a bad tax preparer?
You're likely to need help. These situations can be kind of tricky to fix. If you can, reach out to a low-income taxpayer clinic and see if they can help you. Our clinic works on these cases from taxpayers in Central and Southeast Ohio. If you don't qualify for help from us or another clinic, it's worth trying to find a CPA or another tax professional to help you sort this out. Gather any information you can about the tax preparer and the return that was filed. consider making a complaint to the IRS using Form 14157. You can find that form online by going to irs.gov and searching Form 14157. You should also complain to local authorities like your police department and to the state. In Ohio, you can file a complaint with the Ohio Attorney General's Consumer Protection Unit. To do that, go online to ohioattorneygeneral.gov and click on the Complaints button. If you'd rather file a complaint over the phone, you can do that by calling 1-800-282-0515.
Okay, great. Thanks to Melissa and Kathy for the great information and for reminding us all to protect ourselves during tax filing season. Join us next time on January 19th as we talk about self-employed clergy members. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all next time.